Assalamu alaikum. Welcome to Friends of Bangladeshi. Each time we bring a friend who is the friend of Bangladeshis or Bangladesh. And each time the friend is a very special friend. And today is no exception. Before I introduce him, let's go and see a video clip on him.
Postage stamp, defined as a small piece of paper with adhesive that is attached to parcels and letters to collect postal revenue. But in 1971, that was not the purpose of the first postage stamps designed. Those stamps were designed to introduce Bangladesh to the world, and the person who took the responsibility to introduce Bangladesh through stamps is visual artist Biman Mullick. He designed 8 stamps, and each of those had a story about Bangladesh. In 2012, Bangladesh government awarded him special recognition for his contribution to Bangladesh and its people.
Welcome back. We have just seen a video clip about that very special person. And he is part of the history of Bangladesh, a very creative person. Our guest today is the famous visual artist, Mr. Biman Mullick, who amongst various historical achievements created the first 8 postal stamps of Bangladesh. Mr. Mullick, welcome.
It's my pleasure to be with you.
Thank you.
But I must object the word famous. I'm not famous.
You are part of the history of Bangladesh.
Well, that may be
why
true,
you
but
are famous.
please don't call me famous.
Where are you from?
I'm from Howrah. Howrah, perhaps you know.
Howrah, India.
Yes. It's a part of West Bengal, and which is the other side of Calcutta.
Right.
You know. I mean,
Okay.
I generally, when somebody asks me, I say I'm from Calcutta.
Calcutta.
But I have to be very careful. Proper Calcasians wouldn't like it. They say, well, you are not from Howrah, you are from the other side.
Other
No,
side
of course.
of the breach? Other
Yes,
side of the
yes,
breach?
yes, other side of the
Okay. When did you come to the UK?
It was 1960.
1960.
Yes,
And
so long ago.
As a student, or how did you come
Well, I just wanted to come here.
I see.
And then I became a student.
Right.
All it is, I came here, I thought I'll do something, but I did not know what exactly I'll do. I managed to get a admission to study advertising management. Soon I realized I'm not a manager. I'm basically an artist. And then what I did, I joined St. Martin's School of Art as a full-time student.
Right.
And when I joined, I had no money. So I have to make a living. So I also became a full-time
Waiter.
Waiter. Well, not waiter, actually porter.
Porter, kitchen porter.
Well, that's very interesting.
Mm-hmm.
I was general porter.
That was in 60s, but in around 69 something happened.
Well,
1969.
yes, of course. First of all, let me tell you, I'm not very interested in competition and examination. That's the 2 things I
Right.
try to avoid. But there are occasions where you have to, participate. I was asked by the British Post Office, we are inviting you to join us to participate in a closed competition. All it is, in those days, perhaps still happens nowadays, when a new stamp is issued, they invite a group of established designers. And they also invite 1 or 2 newcomers. And they found my name through Design Council that I'm willing to work. And they said, well, this person may be interested. So they invited. So would you like to participate? I had to say yes.
To create a stamp
Yes, to create a stamp
on
on Mahatma Gandhi.
Mahatma Gandhi.
Now, all it was in that year
Okay.
was the birth centenary of Mahatma Gandhi.
Muhammad.
And British government decided to honor Mahatma Gandhi on a postage stamp. And Mahatma Gandhi was the only foreign dignitary, foreign leader, whatever you like to call it, used on or honored on a British postage stamp. Anyway, so there are 7 competitors. They're all invited. They're not just anybody.
Okay.
And so I was one of them, and fortunately my design was accepted.
Accepted. And that was the breakthrough.
Of course,
Yes,
of
yes,
course,
yes.
you're absolutely right.
Right.
But I already started working here. I already started working here as a designer and an illustrator, and I worked for Oxford University Press, Paul Hamlin. Paul Hamlin at that time was the biggest publisher in the world. Oxford University, as you know, one of the well-known publisher in the world. So I started already working.
So then 1970, we had back in Bangladesh a lot of problems. The Pakistan army, they were killing Bangladeshis, Bengalis. A lot of people went to India across the border. Millions. India provided shelter for them. And there was a struggle. And we had a very good friend of Bangladesh. He died. He's Mr. John Stonehouse.
Correct.
Who helped the freedom struggle and the government, exile government, and throughout. So then Bangladesh was established in 1971. And then Bangladesh needed stamps, postal stamps.
Correct.
Were you approached by anybody?
Well, one day, and I can give you the exact date, 29th of April 1971.
Right.
One day I came home in the evening from Folkestone School of Art, and that's where I was teaching on that day. And my wife, Aparajita, told me, guess who tried to contact you? I was very tired. I said, I don't have time for guessing him. Just tell me who. Well, it was John Stonehouse. And he introduced himself as the ex-Postmaster General. Yes, I said, I know. In reality, what happened, when Gandhi postage stamp was issued, at that time he was the Postmaster General. That means the Minister in charge of Post and Telecommunication. And at that time I designed the stamp. But I never met him. He was a person of,
high rank.
high place, and I am just an ordinary artist. Anyway, but he remembered my name, and he guessed that I might be interested. He rang and he said, you know that what's happening in Bangladesh? I said, yes, I do. I'll tell you why I did. At that time, every day, I was watching television, I was listening to radio, reading newspaper, and the atrocities committed on innocent Bengali people by the Pakistani army, that made me absolutely angry. And not only that, I said, I can't do anything. And this injustice is taking place. Nobody is doing anything. I can't do anything. And when he said, would you like to design stamps for Bangladesh? Of course. Now here is my chance to do something as an artist. Nothing I can do. I haven't got money. I have got no other skill. I cannot help. But in some way, I can make a small contribution. I said, all right, come and see me. And I met him one day, yes.
Yeah. So you used to travel a lot.
Yes, correct.
And these stamps, they were created by you?
Yes.
Yes?
Yes.
8 of them.
Correct. Correct.
Amazing, amazing.
And I'll tell you why 8. What happened, as a designer, if you are my client, I would say, give me a brief, what to do. And so I asked him, and then I also met Justice Abu Said Chowdhury. Both of them were present, and I asked him, fine, I am quite willing to do the stamps, but give me a brief. There is no brief. What?
No brief.
There is no brief. He said, we have got no time. You decide what to do. You decide how many stamps to be produced, how many denominations would be used, what are the subject of the... I said, what a great responsibility. But in some way I liked it very much. I don't like to be told.
Very interesting. We'll continue our discussion because it is very, very interesting. We'll go for a short break and we'll be back soon. Stay with us. Welcome back to Friends of Bangladesh. Amazing story we have been listening to from Mr. Mullick, who designed the first Bangladeshi postal stamps. You became very emotional when we were talking. You said that they did not give you any guideline.
Or I thought, well, what's the purpose of the stamps? Ordinarily, stamps are used to collect revenue for postage purposes. But here, it has got different purpose. It's not just collecting money for postage. These stamps to be used to introduce Bangladesh to the world. And that's what I thought I should do. So I thought, well, to do that, I need at least 8 postage stamps to tell the full story. The first stamp, I have used map. Generally, if somebody, if I tell about a country, people like to know where it is. So, unfortunately, I found the latitude and longitude went almost in the center of Bangladesh. And it looks like that I divided Bangladesh into 4 parts. No, that's not the... No. So, it is. And so that tells you exactly where it is on the map of the world. That's the second one. Now, second one, I'll tell you what. That is the tragic. Now, perhaps you remember, 25th of March and 26th of March, Pakistani army, in the middle of night, went to some students' hostel and killed completely innocent students when they were in their bed.
Yes. So, and then the third one?
And the third one, now, country is not just the land. Country is actually represent people.
People.
At that time,
5 million people.
75 million people was living.
Right.
And people always ask, how many... Then they would understand
what is the population?
that
Yes.
this is...
Right. And the fourth one?
At that time, the movement needed a flag, and there was a flag.
Right.
And that flag had a map of Bangladesh. And that was used, and I used that, the flag of the nation.
The fifth?
The second, now the
fifth
one is very important. Perhaps you know, at that time there was an election in Pakistan. And on that particular election, 98% of all the vote was taken by the Awami League. Yes. They should have formed a government,
yes.
But they were denied. They are not allowed to do that.
Yes.
And
the next one?
Next one, Bangladesh broke its link with Pakistan. It is not only breaking the link, it is also...
a sovereign country.
Not only that, it also breaking from slavery.
Slavery.
But Bangladesh was used by Pakistan as a source of slavery.
How about the last one?
Then, of course, every movement needed a leader, and the leader was Sheikh
Bangabandhu
Mujibur
Sheikh Mujibur Rahman. Have you
Rahman.
met him? Did you ever meet him?
Well, that's a very interesting question. I may have. Now, if it's such a long one, I'll try to make it very short. You know, in 1947, Mahatma Gandhi stayed in Calcutta for a few days. At that time, Said Surabardi used to visit him at a place. And I was taken at that place with my father, Ajit Kumar Mullick. He was a disciple of Mahatma Gandhi, you can call it. And at that time, Sheikh Mujib was Said Surabardi's right-hand man. So I might have seen him. I met him.
Okay. So to make these 8 stamps,
Yes.
they are historical, of course, and the people of Bangladesh, the government of Bangladesh appreciate it. How long did it take for you to make them?
Oh, in reality, I designed it, my part of the design, I took only 9 days. And remember I said before, I was approached by Mr. Stonehouse on 29th of April, and the stamps was released worldwide on 29th of July. So from the conception to the complete distribution, it took only 3 months. But
Only 3 months.
and I did my job in 9 days.
9 days.
And
Oh my
what I did, most of the work, the rough ideas, I did it on the moving train when I was traveling to teach and coming back.
Right. Looking back, what are your thoughts? How do you feel? I know that somewhere you said that that was the most significant work you did in your life.
That is true. That is true. To start with, to design stamps is a great honor. To design a stamp for a new nation is the highest honor any designer or artist would think of. And I'm fortunate enough to have been given this opportunity. And so still I think that's the most significant work I have ever done. And I do not know I will have chance to do any better work in future. I think that's the ultimate accolade, you can call it.
The British Bangladeshi community, the community in Bangladesh and the government of Bangladesh do remember you and do appreciate what you have done. Did you ever get any recognition from the country of Bangladesh?
Well, yes. One day I received a letter from Dipu Moni. She was the foreign minister at that time. She sent me a letter that with the permission of President Jillur Rahman and Prime Minister Sheikh Hasina, she is inviting to come to Dhaka and receive an honor. And it was great honor, and naturally I said yes.
এই ভিজুয়াল আর্ট ছাড়া আপনি আর কি করেছেন?
Well,
আপনি বলেছেন যে ইউনিভার্সিটিতে যেতেন.
Well, here I have taught at different institutions, including 2 universities, but to teach graphic design. So
Graphic design.
Yes, so that is my subject.
Right.
At Middlesex University and as well as Kingston University.
Have you written any books?
Yes. My first book was published in 1956 or 54, I can't remember. My second book was published in Dhaka. That was in 2011, and it was organized, initiated by my good friend Abdul Mutin. In fact, Abdul Mutin was the first journalist of Bengali origin, was interested in my work. And because of him, a lot of people now know me.
So we found out that you are a writer.
Yes.
You are a visual artist.
Thank you.
How do you keep yourself fit?
Well, now,
Do you run?
well,
You
yes,
walk?
yes, but I have to tell you, one day, it was, I think, my birthday, I think 50th birthday or something like that. My wife, Aparajita, gave me a present. And I opened the present. It was a jogging suit. Good God, jogging suit for me. I never did any physical activities in my whole life. You have to go to jog. So she forced
Marathon?
Well,
London Marathon?
Well, so I started running, and then suddenly I said, well, I might be good enough to
And you
take
did London
part in
Marathon,
London Marathon.
and you finished it at the age of?
72, at the
70.
tender age of 72.
Tender age of 72. We are running out of time. It's very, very interesting.
Right.
We like to talk about your life and activities more, but unfortunately time is short. I want to ask you about the British Bangladeshi community in this country, in United Kingdom. Do you have many friends?
Yes.
Yes, associates?
Yes. Oh, one of the good friend is Mr. Sultan.
Sultan Sharif?
Sultan Sharif. Yes.
His wife as well helped.
Well,
Bangladesh, yes.
I had the fortune of meeting her. In fact, she came to our place, you know, and lovely lady, you know. Suddenly, I saw it in newspaper.
Yes,
She
yes,
died.
she left.
I did not know that
She was supposed to come to this program as well. You have been associated with Bangladesh, the Bangladeshi community. How do you feel that, 47 years have taken Bangladesh? They used to say bottomless basket to a developing country, this far.
I'm feeling great. In fact, when I went to Bangladesh, I saw the sign. I met people, people are the greatest asset. And I can see the promise there. I can see Bangladesh is going to progress for development, progress for prosperity, and not only progress, it is going to contribute to the culture and the economy of the world. And I saw that promise.
Okay. Tell us about the Bengali culture, because the Bengal, West Bengal, East Bengal, now Bangladesh, the culture is same, isn't it? The language is same.
Exactly.
Tell us about it. Do you think it is a very rich culture?
Very rich culture. I think.
And the language?
Well, I'll tell you, 200 years ago, if you inquire about Indian literature, there is old Sanskrit literature, but the rest of it was all translated from Bengali.
From Bengali.
So that fact people did not know.
Yes.
Artificially, some other languages were promoted, and at the cost of Bengali. That makes me very angry.
Of course, it's the fifth largest spoken language in the world.
Yeah. But unfortunately, people, for some reason, I do not know why, they are not giving their energy, their love to Bengali. They are learning other languages, fine. It's important to learn other languages, but not to forget your own language. Be proud of what you are. We are Bengali. We have a great culture. We have something to contribute to the world. And let's do that, and be proud of yourself.
Thank you so much. Viewers, there has been a very interesting discussion, and I really enjoyed. I wanted to learn more, but unfortunately, because of the limitation with time, it could not continue. However, there will be a next time. There will be another episode with a very distinguished, another Bangladeshi, Friends of Bangladeshi soon. Stay with Channel S. Thank you.